EA Sports. It's in the game.
Whenever I hear that sound, I get some sort of goosebumps. Like whenever Raven Simone got a vision, but instead of looking into the future, it takes me right back to the past. It's like a trigger. It reminds me of all the times I came back from school deciding to play FIFA on my PSP, or going to my cousin's house and playing FIFA like the entire night, or playing tournaments with my homies at home, or being at school, whether it was primary or high school, discussing player ratings, playing Mad Foot. It takes me back to watching S2G do his career mode series, or it takes me back to B4 Lancer doing his all-star challenges. And while you're enjoying these memories, a snap happens, and it makes you realize how distant those memories are. People are studying for degrees, people have jobs, people have kids. A lot of you have kids actually. People have YouTube channels. The point is, we've grown, unfortunately. And if anything, this is a love letter to the games of the past and answers the question on why we miss FIFA.
That's a very good goal. A terrific goal to put them in front. Love to see that. Scored a few of these in my time.
Service announcement, okay? This video will heavily be carried by nostalgia. So yes, I've played FC24, I've played FC25 on the PS5 as well, right? And I was one of those people who wanted to go into the game and absolutely hate it, right? I wanted to be the nostalgia doomer that I always aspired to be, right? But the game is actually fun. The game is actually fun. I went in saying, you know what, I'm gonna hate, the gameplay, I'm gonna hate, the menus, I'm gonna hate I actually enjoyed the game, but I feel like a thing that heavily contributed to the game being so fun is because I was playing with the homies. Whether it's you guys randomizing teams and then going band for band, winning like 5-4, whether it's one of your boys getting cooked like 5-0, or whether it's you losing 1-0 despite having like 30 shots and none of them going in. Yes, this happened to me. I hate Courtois. Everything felt amazing. The gameplay is really good and the vibes are always up there because you're with your homies. But other than that, the game is kind of bland. I will not lie to you. The game is kind of bland. The soundtrack is kind of okay. I mean, Moise Keane is on the soundtrack. I mean, shout out to my guy. The menus, the game modes feel bland. Career mode is trying its best to look like FM now. And there's probably going to be kids in the comments saying, it's just nostalgia, Unk carrying the games, all these things. Firstly, I'm not Unk. I'm 20 years old, okay? And secondly, well, yes, it is kind of nostalgia. I don't think the games were perfect. I mean, the graphics look better, probably gameplay is even better right now, but they all felt different. And part of the reason that made these games feel different in the past, we can look at number one. Put yourself in this scenario. You're out shopping with your mom, you're in your I don't care fit, you're seeing girls that you'll never speak to or see again in your life, and you're bored as hell. Your mom is looking at the same fits for the 5th time, and you hear this song in the background. You'll be out there in H&M looking like Leo DiCaprio. That's the power of the soundtracks. You hear the song once and it takes you instantly back to the game that you used to love and play all the time. These songs carried memories accompanied with stories, and even outside of that, these songs were straight bangers, to the point where I'm even willing to risk not making money from this video. I'm gonna play a few bangers.
I didn't need it anyway.
What's it gonna do with 2 hands? Swig it. Swig it, wig it.
I'm half the man I used to be. Oh.
These songs carry so much memory with it. Like whenever I hear Paddling Out by Mike Snow, right? It takes me back to FIFA 13, whenever I played the Soweto Derby being Pirates versus Chiefs. And then I'm playing at Wembley Stadium because FNB Stadium is not in FIFA, which is criminal, by the way. Or whenever I sign Sergio Ramos on career mode and he says he's homesick after a year being at the club, and then signs for a club in the same country anyways. Just For You by Kamau is the song that I still play to this day. Because yes, again, it is a very good song, but it reminds me a lot of FIFA 17 whenever I'd go to my cousin's house. And I had a career mode with that stacked Barcelona team. I just remember signing Harry Kane, and I remember moving us to the Premier League and then beating Everton 4-0 on the first day. And I don't remember anything else after that. Love Songs by Lola Cook is also another song that reminds me of stories from FIFA 17. My cousins are gonna kill me if they watch this video, but I'm still gonna tell the story. I think at the time we were like 10 years old or 11 years old, right? So obviously doing some stupid stuff, right? But there were like girls that we used to like, right? You see when you could do like custom tournaments on FIFA? We would make a custom tournament, name it after the girl that we liked. So let's just use a celebrity for example. We'll use Olivia Dean, incredible artist by the way. Name it the Olivia Dean Cup, and then we put 2 teams and play to the death. This will be some of the most interesting 0-0 games you'll ever see in your life. Back of the car, FIFA 16 banger, certified banger. Reminds me of playing FIFA with my homies, singing this song all the time. And you know what instantly comes to mind as well? That pink Juventus kit. Paul Pogba. Oh, take me back. This is the power that soundtracks had. And in addition to making these games feel different, we have number 2. Presentation is something that makes video games feel different, and for a video game company that has yearly releases for the same game, gameplay isn't going to get different every single year. So presentation is something that definitely makes these games feel different. And it also makes me think that EA kind of forgot about this whole thing, because the recent games do not feel different at all. And I'm going to give you a quiz, right? Here's a challenge, 5 seconds. Between these two images in front of you, please tell me which one of these are EAFC 25. The answer is none of them. You are wrong. Here is FC25. Do you see the difference? I also don't. Let's move on. The older games managed to look and feel very different. We look at FIFA 15, a game that really looks incredible. The vibe that the game gives me from like an atmospheric or like an aesthetic POV is like a showdown of some sorts, with the stadium in the background kind of blurry and the lights at the back as well, accompanied by the black and gold colors in the menu, just makes this game feel and look special. FIFA 13 for me personally is one of my favorite menus ever, with the white background mixed with the red, on the graphic of the ball in the background of the menu. The game modes of course were at the bottom of the screen, and then there was a player being showcased in front doing like an animation as well. At the start of the game it would be messy, but you were able to change who you had. I remember I used to have Steven Pienaar, but you could change it to anyone. You change it to Ronaldo, you could change it to Neymar, you could change it to Scott Parker. I don't know if he was retired at this point. Doesn't matter. It kind of reminds me of FIFA 12's one. I came across it recently and I forgot how beautiful this thing looked, and in my opinion this might be the best one. Also at the start of the game being Wayne Rooney doing a few shots in the practice arena. Visually it's beautiful and amazing, and it often gives off a feeling of vibrant. FIFA 16 also looked amazing. I remember they had like a red, light blue, green, white color scheme going on, and the fun thing about it is that you could put your stadium as like the background of the game. So you could have had the Santiago Bernabeu, the Camp Nou, the Allianz Arena, Old Trafford as your background. But another thing that accompanied these menus in terms of presentation is cover stars. And we look at the recent ones, you look at, yeah, there's Haaland, there's Bellingham, I guess. But these ones don't really feel special. And again, it could be a form of nostalgia, but like the old covers used to have like a lot of hype and aura, if I must say. In the late 2000s, Wayne Rooney ran FIFA. He was the cover star for about 7 years in a row. And for a lot of you who disrespect Wayne Rooney's legacy, his achievements aside, his footballing ability aside, he ran the streets. Sharing the cover with Ronaldinho, I think like about 4 times, and then eventually sharing the cover with Kaká, sharing the cover with Theo Walcott. Okay, we'll ignore that one. There was a time Messi was also being spammed on these covers the entire time. I think he went on a 4-peat, being FIFA 13, 14, 15, and 16. Bruh, I swear, I don't know what they were doing in the UK, okay? I don't know why I'm seeing Jordan Henderson next to Messi in this FIFA 16 cover, okay? FIFA 17, I remember there was a fan vote on who gets to be the cover star of the game. It was between Anthony Martial, Eden Hazard, James Rodriguez, and of course the eventual cover being Marco Reus. These were completely fresh faces and really ushered in a new era of FIFA. And then that Ronaldo cover in 2018. When I talk about an underrated cover, this is the one. I know there are 2 different covers, but they both look elite. But I'm specifically speaking about the one where he's facing the front. That is aura, people. There are other things I didn't even mention, like card designs or like the trailers that they used to release that added to the presentation of the game. But there's one more thing that I want to include in this, and that's number 3. Now, to give the new games and game developers some grace, it is very difficult to come up with new game modes in this day and age. I feel like the game has pretty much peaked. And that's the same problem with like an NBA 2K, a Need for Speed, a Gran Turismo, and all these other games. It's really difficult to come up with something new in this day and age. I can even imagine how game developers are discussing new game modes for FIFA games. Hear me out. We add hypermotion as a new feature in the game. Finally, a new game mode. Okay. What is hypermotion? What is hypermotion? It's gameplay, pretty much, just improving gameplay. That's not a game mode though, but that's the thing. We market it as a new feature so they can buy the game. I'm a genius. Hey, you might be spitting. Hey, we're doing this. We come from an era where everything is new. When the first iPhone came out, we like 17 phones deep right now. And the same thing with FIFA. In 09, that was the first FIFA to introduce Ultimate Team and Pro Clubs. Still to this day, probably one of the two most played game modes currently. The fact that KSI made Ultimate Team videos like 13 years ago getting like millions of views and stuff, and you can still look at YouTubers to this day making Ultimate Team videos and still getting 1 million views. That's how big this game mode still is. I don't even blame EA anymore, bruh. You're telling me I can release the same game each year and make 1 billion? Run me my money, bruh. What? FIFA 16 introduced women's football to the game, which is still being worked on to this day as well. FIFA 17 finally introduced a story mode into the game, being the journey, even sparking sequels for FIFA 18 and FIFA 19. Just an incredible story mode. FIFA 18 added cutscenes in their career modes this time. Now you could go into discussing signing someone on FIFA, going to press conferences, seeing them sign for the club and stuff. It added so much more immersion into the career mode game. There was always something to look forward to when you wanted to play these games, and now I don't really feel like there's anything new that you can bring to the game, unfortunately. All in all, the point of this video was not to trash on the recent games, which I pretty much did in this video anyways, but the main point was to just remind you of how fun these times were and to sort of get that feeling of nostalgia back. And hopefully this video did motivate you to take out your PS2, your PS3 and play a FIFA, and I promise you, you will enjoy that time. But yes, we made it to the end of the video. My question to you is, what is your favorite FIFA? What did you like about it? The comment section is always open down below. But for me, it's been Tentin Alpha, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.